I like to say, do what average people do, you'll have what average people have. Now, I don't want to be average, do you? So what do we have to do to break out of the pack? We have created where we are right now. Whether you feel it's good or bad, I don't believe in good and bad, it just is. As Maya Angelou said on the Master series on the Oprah Network, it's sometimes tough living your lesson, whatever it is that you teach, right? So as we're going through those lessons, are we really living them and then learning that lesson and then teaching that lesson? I believe everything that we go through is preparation for that next mission that we are called to do. So my question is, what are you creating? What do you want to create? Because there's a difference, right? And how do we close that gap?
Hello everybody, this is Omar Henderson. I'm the co-publisher of Insights and Access. And today we're coming to you from the Tower Club in Tysons Corner, Virginia, out here on the beautiful terrace. And I'm going to be speaking to Vernice Fly Girl Armour, who is going to give us some tips on how to keep our commitments in 2011. And she's going to give us some insights as to what those breakdowns can be and how to overcome those. So Vernice, give us an idea of what it is that you do. How do you guide people to a breakthrough?
Okay, I'll give you a little background on who I am and what I feel gives me the foundation to even talk about creating a breakthrough. Basically, my childhood dream was to be a cop that rode a horse downtown. I'm serious.
Downtown D.C.?
Downtown anywhere. But I was born in Chicago, grew up in Memphis, and always saw the cop riding the horse downtown. At the age of 6, got my very first pony. How cool is that,
wow.
Right? Figured I was halfway there.
Yeah.
But having that dream definitely was a passion my entire life. Got in college, saw a woman in a flight suit, you know, got exposed to the idea of being a combat pilot. Right? You say insight and access, and my thing was exposure. Do you have access and exposure to broaden your horizons out there? Basically, I went from B-Cop to combat pilot in 3 years. When I got back from overseas, I had become America's first African-American female combat pilot. And what I realized is that people want to create breakthroughs in their lives as well, they just don't know how.
Okay.
So through my experiences, I was able to boil down or distill my principles and the way I did things to give it a systematic approach where anybody can do it for whatever kind of breakthrough they're trying to create.
Okay.
I like to call it going from where you are to where you want to be, or for me, 0 to breakthrough.
Got that.
And anybody can do it, and it doesn't take a lifetime. Freshman senator, President of the United States.
How about that?
B-Cop, combat pilot.
Right.
You know, whatever we want to do, it can be done.
Okay, so Vernice, here we are in January 2011.
Yes.
Everybody's made these resolutions and they're committed to, you know, and as the month goes on, things begin to break down. They lose sight of that. What do you have to say about that? One
of the 5-step processes that I talk about, 5 steps to your next breakthrough, is number 1, create a flight plan. Where are you and where do you want to be? What's that vision that you see at the end of the road? And next, step 2, pre-flight. People, you're going to have those naysayers out there. Oh, you can't do that, or why would you want to do that? It's okay to actually listen to that. Why? Because it will help you build a more solid plan. I don't want an optimistic engineer building my bridge. I want someone who's going to say, no, you need a couple more columns, a little bit more steel, a little bit more concrete, and then we have a good solid bridge at the end. Then takeoff and execution, 3 and 4. Very closely connected, but very separate. Takeoff, think of the space shuttle. It takes a lot of power to get you going, get you into the air. But once you're orbiting the Earth, 91 seconds later, you're in execution phase. And finally, review, recharge, re-attack. How do we look at our successes and our failures, analyze those, recharge, whether it's physically, mentally, or spiritually, and re-attack? There are only 2 ways to succeed. The first time or again. More and more people are looking at creating alternative streams of income. That means they're having to go into business. So they're confronted with, you know, is the timing right? They're confronted with, can they stick with it? They're confronted with, is the business right? Do they have the right frame of mind? All of that. So you being a leader in that, how can you
what advice do you have to give to those people who have those questions?
Honestly, if someone tells me they lost their job, I get excited for them because it's an opportunity for them to write their own paycheck. Is entrepreneurialism for everyone? Could everyone do it? Yes. Is it for everyone? Maybe not, because you have to have that mindset. And I call it a breakthrough mentality, or the breakthrough mentality mindset. And what's the definition for that? Refusing to settle, even in the smallest of moments. Demanding a breakthrough life, demanding a breakthrough career, demanding a breakthrough experience, whatever that is. When I decided to get out of the Marine Corps and start my own company, the catalyst for that was I was at a conference, I did a session, a couple women came up to me and said, "Oh my God, we're so inspired. We decided we're going for our plan A." And I'm thinking, oh, that's great. Then inside, they're going for their plan A and I'm not even going for mine, right? And I knew the time had come for me to take that step out and do that. 7 months later, I was out of the military and in my own company. But I was willing to dig the ditch with my fingernails, if you understand what I'm saying, if I had to. Would I recommend that to everybody? Just quit your job and start your company? No, because I'm not sure they're willing to do what I was willing to do, to make the sacrifices that I was willing to make, to put in the time with the personal development or the training. And like I said, your why has to be big enough. When you look at the Chris Gardner story, sleeping in a bathroom with his son on the floor in a subway, his why was big enough. I can't say enough about commitment, and you brought that up in the very beginning. You have to have, what I like to say, a commitment to the commitment. It has to be so deep, so inside of your DNA that you have no doubt that you will accomplish it. You might not know how, but you're going to do whatever it takes to attract the right people and resources into your world to make it happen. So the one thing I want to leave you with, and you know, the folks watching this program, if you go to my website, you'll see it. You have permission to engage. Not you have permission. I'm not giving you permission, but you have to give yourself the permission. The mom who's waiting for the kids to get out of school to go for her dream, or the person who's tired of their job that wants to start their own company. You have permission to engage. And as soon as you give yourself that permission, you're cleared high. What are you waiting for?
Well, I hope you enjoyed our conversation today with Vernice Fly Girl Armour, and I hope that she's given you some information that you can walk away with and put in your back pocket, be empowered, and accomplish what you set out to accomplish. And once again, this is Omar Henderson coming to you from the Tower Club in Tysons Corner, Virginia for Insights and Access magazine. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of the issue.